Hello, everyone. Sorry I'm late. Wow. Welcome, Big Nick at Night live. Excuse me. You know, I bet Jimmy Fallon, Jimmy Kimmel, none of these guys have to deal with this. They're not, they don't have to worry about putting their daughters, their children to bed moments before they start their shows. Webby's here with me tonight. And I know the other day I had Jakey, Randy, see all these bombshell guests. Tonight I have Webby. That's who I'm with. How's everyone doing? I'll give everyone a moment to arrive. I see we're breaking records per usual. So I'm doing a little bit of I was on before I created the stream. I was looking at the Discord and someone shared a photo of this jacket and said, "Why doesn't Nick wear this jacket?" Well, here's your answer. Because it's a Chris Farley routine. Remember? Let's see. I really think I might rip this. Yeah, totally. I just totally flexed and ripped out of this thing. So I'll at least be a lot more comfortable. Feels much better, no doubt. And good times. All right, so what are we doing? Well, this is just kind of like my late night show. It's similar to what the guys do on NBC, for example. I already said Jimmy Fallon, Stephen Colbert, John Oliver. This is my late night show. It's just me. I don't have any guests. I don't really have anything to talk about either. But I do have a guitar. It's one thing. I guess Jimmy Fallon plays guitar too, but he doesn't play Nick Lutzko songs. He's scared to. But how are we doing in the chat? I want to take a moment to see how it's always all about me. I want to know how everyone's in the chat's feeling tonight. Make sure everyone's doing okay. Make sure there's nothing I need to be worried about or alarmed of. All right, what's happening? Per usual, there's a little bit of a delay. Carrie's using the restroom. Apparently, please keep things PG in the chat. We don't need any. We don't need the play-by-play of what's going on in your private life currently. Painting grout. Mirror's painting grout. Okay. All right. Well, that seems apparently nothing's going up. Nothing is going on with anyone. No one has anything worthy of saying. Thorne recovering from Detroit Lions choking yesterday. Robert says, Nick, your new song is incredible. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate this kind of words. Are you referring to my new song Punchline or my new song Run? I've got a lot of new songs. I just released a brand new record on Patreon. It's a private Patreon exclusive release. My record Ends. Is that? Are you referring to the new single? I've dropped the new music video, and I don't know if you're a patron or if you're just a YouTuber. If you're just a casual YouTuber, then Patreon will be my newest song. Oh, Carl ate birthday cake today. I went to a birthday. I went to a little girl's birthday party on Saturday. One of my daughter's classmates named Juju. And then yesterday I went to my wife's father's birthday party. And then today I went to my brother's fiance's birthday party. So I've just been partying all weekend. Excuse me while I plug in my phone so it doesn't die. All right, I want to follow up with Robert here. Robert, which song did you love? Lisa has a dog sleeping in her lap. Beautiful. It's been a weekend of work and personal projects are going along well. Great. Love to hear it. TikTok was gonna and is back. Okay. All right. My live chat is on. Here, I'll prove it. Read it and weep. Live chat. You guys act like this chat is so busy and it's just booming with activity. All right. Well, I am going to talk a little bit about a song. I'll warm things up with a song, maybe. Maybe we'll ease into things with a song. I didn't have time to prepare a monologue. How you doing, Average Cadaver? Thanks for coming. Great to have you. Okay, first song comes to my head. What do I got here? Tried to take you with a grain of salt, then the lid came off. Tables turning like the serpents thrown to suckers in the Senegal. You rented space inside my head and changed the locks before you left. I couldn't fill it for so long. You'd rather swim than reach the breeze. I used to think that was long. I see people saying in the chat saying we've got lag. I have no idea what to do about that. So stay with me till I stop screaming. I swear I'm almost done. Follow me till I quit breathing and shoot my body to listen. It took us years to make the engine start, then the lid came off. Highways raging as you vacantly persuade me to count it as a loss. You rented space inside my head and changed the locks before you left. Couldn't fill it for so long. You'd rather swim than take the bait. I used to think that was wrong. So stay with me till I stop screaming. I swear I'm almost done. Follow me till I quit breathing and shoot my body into the sun. So stay with me till I stop screaming. I swear I'm almost done. And follow me till I quit breathing. Nothing's gonna change my world. 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 No, nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my world. No, nothing's gonna change my world. It's a little bit of a tongue twister there. Nothing's gonna change my world. Yeah, I can't do it. Nothing's gonna change my world. I can't do it. Nothing's gonna change my world. There we go. Nothing's gonna change my world. Yeah, nothing's gonna change my world. Nothing's gonna change my soul. Very good, Carl. Nothing's gonna change my world. As in Ernest P. All right, folks, I'm easing in. Are we still having lag trouble? I wonder. How we doing? Okay, so I'm going to put this up. How we doing? Any questions for me? I have some updates. I have some big updates, some big beans you may or may not be aware of. I made some changes on the Patreon. I did a big dump, and I know what you're thinking, and it's not that. I did a big Patreon dump where basically I'm calling it the Vault. It's a Nick Let's Go exclusive Patreon Vault. It's a Vault dump. And I made a big old post on Patreon with links. Okay, with links to all of the stuff we got on Patreon. We got concert recordings, demos, instrumentals. I'm just reading off the list here. Stems. All my Super Deluxe music, College Humor music. My favorite folder is called Exclusives, Oddities, and Rarities, and it has my Nightmare Before Christmas album, my experimental sister album to etc. called Browness, Skeletons Out of the Closet, 2013 Halloween EP, my very first ever Halloween EP. Then, of course, we got all the links to the Halloween Zoom parties, SNL after parties, SNL Quattro, which hasn't been released to the public, watch-alongs, Let's Write a Song live streams, and the Discord. Got it all in one place right at the top, so everyone who joins Patreon, they can find it first thing. It's right there for you. But then at the bottom, I said, so I asked 3 questions. Tres, for those of you who speak Spanish. Dweeb says, Nick, I am once again begging you to record a Patreon infomercial. That's essentially what I'm doing right now. It's exactly what I'm doing right now. All right. Anyone who is I don't even want to say it. I don't want to draw attention to it. But anyone who is misquoting me in my reference to the Vault dump needs a 30-second timeout immediately. Anyways, Rachel says the audio tree watch along needs to be added. Oh, that's a great. Maybe I did that. That's a good point. Yeah, I should add that. Need to figure out why that's not there. I think maybe I did that natively on Patreon. Maybe, who knows? Who knows where? Maybe I just didn't add it to the playlist like a son of a gun. Which I can be from time to time, and I apologize for it. I'm looking right now. I don't see it. When did it happen? Audio tree. Well, frankly, I shouldn't be talking about that. It's technically illegal. Yeah, I don't. Maybe I deleted it because it's illegal. I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, we'll take that offline. Got all this stuff on the Patreon for your viewing pleasure, for your enjoyment. And at the end, I asked Trey's questions. That's what I was getting at. My Trey's question. Number 1, is there anything you'd personally like to see added to the Patreon that would make it more valuable to you and will keep you around for the long haul? Number 2, a.k.a. 2, is there something that might persuade you to become a triple taxer? And number 3, toying with the idea of adding a 3rd tier. Do you have any suggestions as to what it could include, how much it might cost, and what benefits would make it worth it? So those are the questions. We got 16 comments in here, got a good little conversation going. And today I took all the data, downloaded the data. I'm kind of I don't want to call myself a genius, but other people say I am. And I really analyzed all the information that I have. And I came back, and this is where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. I updated the Patreon. We went from dos, we doubled to quattro. We got quattro tiers on the Patreon. That's inappropriate, sadist. I don't want to hear that. Anything. Desmond would freak if you were here because Desmond is saving himself for marriage. So I want you to delete what you just said. All right. So here's what I'm here to talk about. The triple tax. Triple tax. Mandatory tax. So triple taxers have been getting a short end of the stick for a while because they pay triple the tax and they get a note from me at the end of the year, a personalized message from me. That's about it. So we're changing things around here. This is what the triple taxers are getting. All right, triple taxers, listen up. First and foremost, this was very popular. It seemed like there's a big demand for this. We're going to start doing a game night with the gang. Nick and Co play Jackbox games on stream. We'll play each other, play with the triple taxers, and play with me, Mikey, Eric, Adam, John, whoever wants to come over and play in the grotto. We'll play with each other. All right, play games with each other. I'm starting to notice a lag on myself as I should probably restart OBS, but I think that would kill the stream and then everything would go to hell. So, real quick pause on what I'm talking about. Jason says, Big Nick, I was at your June 9th Charlotte, North Carolina show last year. I recently resubscribed to the Patreon because you covered that Chapel Rowan song. That was cool. Hey, God bless you, Jason. It's good seeing you in Charlotte, and I'm glad to have you on the Patreon. And you're going to love what I'm about to talk about, I hope. Am I lagging? I'm seeing a crazy lag on myself. It's really distracting and bugging me. Anyways. Again, this is something Jimmy Fallon doesn't have to worry about. Jimmy Fallon doesn't just stop talking for like a few seconds. Anyways, so here, okay, so we're getting a game night on the triple tax. Game night. Maybe we'll get some Mario Kart. And maybe we'll have the president of Nintendo come play Mario with us. What's that guy's name? What's his name? Regis? What's that guy's name? Reggie. Have Reggie come over and play the new Nintendo DS with us, maybe. All right, so that's one thing happening on the Triple Tax game night. Here's the really exciting stuff, and I'm sorry, my brain's a little fried tonight, but Jason, you mentioned Chapel Roman. We are going to start doing monthly cover streams. And how this is going to work, I do these streams here on Patreon. And people say, Big Nick, play Chapel Roman. And they say, play hot to go. And the unfortunate reality is I've never heard the song before, so I can't play it. And I opt out of playing it. But sometimes you guys make me play songs I don't know. For example, that Weezus song I did, Teenage Dirtbag. Barely knew the song. You guys made me play it. It was a disaster. It was humiliation. And what we're going to do differently for Triple Taxers is at the start of the month, everyone's going to get in their requests. Well, I'm going to make a post for Triple Taxers, and everyone's going to comment their requests for covers that they would love to hear from me. And then maybe towards the end of the month, we'll do a Triple Taxer stream where I will actually learn these songs and rehearse them and perform them for you on stream. And you may say, whoa, Big Nick, what? Man, didn't expect this. And I'm saying, yeah, but that's not all. Because from there, we're having a little bit of a democracy in the triple chat. I will allow the triple taxpayers to then vote on one of the songs for me to actually produce and record a proper, professionally recorded, professionally produced version, not just a live acoustic and instrumentation, all that stuff. And I'll do a proper recording of said cover that I will release to the patrons, the Triple Tax patrons. So that's what's happening on the Triple Tax. You get everything that's included on the $5 tier, as I mentioned. All the stuff in the vault, and the SNL Quattro, and the access to purchase ends, all that good stuff. But now on the Triple Tax, you get executive producer credit on future SNLs, aka SNL Quattro, when that finally hits the web. Any other SNL-related projects. the annual personalized Halloween card that I send out at the end of the year, these monthly cover streams with the fully produced song that you guys vote on, and game night. So, a lot to be excited about on the triple tax. All right, any questions about the triple tax? My goodness. I'm opening my email. And I'm also monitoring the code situation. I'm not sure I'm going to be slinging any codes tonight. I'm happy to sling some codes if anyone wants to purchase a code. If you don't know if you're saying, Big Nick, what? I don't know about codes, then just say that in the chat, and I'll gladly explain to you what's happening with codes. All right, so I can see in the chat people are excited about the triple tax. I think this is going to be a fun thing. I'm really excited, and of course we'll keep doing what we're doing on here on the YouTubes. All right, so I'm going to move on. That said, there's Quattro. Read it and weep. There's now Quattro tiers. So Quattro Trace, Tier Trace. Days and Days says, how do you find the gumption and energy to get all this done? The answer is you're looking at it. I don't have it. I'm just pure fumes, and I'm doing the best I can. Tomorrow's a new day. All right, the new tier is called Generational Wealth Tax, and this is $50 a month. This is not, this is outrageous. No normal person should be spending this kind of money on me. But if you're stuffed to the gills with cash and you love what I do and you're looking to support me in my career, I say God bless you. I honor you. I cherish you. You should join the Generational Wealth Tax. And what you get for the Generational Wealth Tax, this truthfully is just if you've got the money to burn and you want to support me. I'm not trying to really entice people to go out of their budget and come bump themselves up to this tier because it's frankly outrageous. But what it does come with is a super exclusive annual T-shirt. That means there will be a T-shirt and a poster designed for this super exclusive Generational Wealth Tax Club. You will be the only ones on the planet that own these shirts. However many of you there are, and this poster that'll be signed by me. And you also get VIP access to concerts. And you get VIP access. You get to come to whatever show you want, get to hang out, and I'll even print you off a badge that says VIP pass. And you know what? I'll throw in one more thing. For the first two subscribers of the Generational Wealth Tax, when I mail you your annual Halloween 7 card, I will send you a signed VHS of the Nutty Professor. That's my pledge. So get it while it's hot. In addition, this is only for the first two. I only have 2 copies. The first 2 people who sign up for the Generational Wealth Tax will get the super exclusive annual shirt and poster and VIP access at concerts. But I should also say this is for annual members. They don't give an option to only make it annual. So that's what's happening. All right. So get those perks, and the first 2 people to sign up get a signed copy of Nutty Professor the Clumps VHS. All right. We got a Quattro! We got a 4th tier. And if you thought the 3rd one was outrageous, this one costs double. This one is called Grammy Wealth Tax. I wish I could show these photos because there's a picture of me. I guess I could technically get the browser in here maybe, right? No, probably not. I don't know. Who cares? This has a picture of me holding my Grammy. Where is my Grammy, by the way? I need to get my awards back up down here. Hell yeah, Dave. Dave wants Nutty Professor the Clumps. All right, the Grammy tax is $100 a month. You also maybe need to be generationally wealthy to afford this. But here's what's different between the Grammy tax and the Generational Wealth Tax. With the Grammy tax, you get everything else we talked about: the super exclusive Generational Wealth T-shirt, poster, the VIP access to the concerts, all that stuff, and everything from before, game night, cover night, all that stuff we're doing. But what else? You get a personalized 1-minute song written by Big Nick, fully produced, same quality you could expect from I Want to Be at the RNC or any other songs of mine that you love. You get to tell me what genre you want the song to be, what topic you want the song to be about. We'll do a one-on-one Zoom. We'll talk about, hey, what style, like what musician do you want it to sound like? Me? Do you want it to sound like, I don't know, for some reason I want to say Dwayne The Rock Johnson. He's not necessarily a musician, although he does perform on the Moana soundtrack. Do you want it to sound like Dwayne The Rock Johnson from the Moana soundtrack? Just point me in a direction. Tell me what you want it to be about. Is it for you? Is it funny? Is it about your mom? For annual. And you say, so it's a, if you get the annual thing, I think it's 10% off or something like that. So it should end up being like, I don't know, $1,100, something like that. And that's a lot of money. But frankly, if you get I don't know, Nickelodeon, they say, Big Nick, we want you to write a minute-long or even a 30-second theme song for our new show or our old show that we're rebooting. I'm going to be charging them 10, 15 times that amount. So it's frankly a steal in the terms of how much I actually charge people that pay me to do this sort of thing. So if you got the funds and that sounds exciting to you, check out the Grammy Tax on Patreon. All right, folks, so there's my big plug. Go check it out. It's all written out. It's all spelled out there. If you need more time to kind of sit and study and think about this and meet with your financial advisor and talk about what this looks like moving forward. So first, I'm going to talk to Kuba Booba, who just paid $5 in the Super Chat. God bless you. They say, I like Steal My Sunshine and Punchline. I buy on Bandcamp. You guys have a unique and creative sound. I wish you all the luck in the world. Hey, God bless you. Those are two very different songs. I didn't write one of them, but I did write Punchline. I'm glad you like it. And I'm glad you loved our spin on Steal My Sunshine featuring Desmond. Abron says, do they get a song every year? If they keep paying every year, yeah, they get a new song every year. Clutch McGee says, would I be able to use the song for my show? I say, hell yup. Please give the stream a thumbs up and switch to live chat. Oh, never mind. Okay. Sorry, I thought you were talking to me, Dan. Thank you, Dan, for the links. And I will be monitoring. Oh, I'm seeing some editing happening. Some people have been editing their pledges. God bless you. We have 2 winners of the Nutty the Professor Clumps tapes. Lacey and Dave have won Nutty Professor tapes. God bless you guys. Happy to have you as the first official. What did I say it was called? The Generational Wealth Taxers. God, everyone, give a big round of applause for those guys. Love it. All right. The first Grammy tax patron, that's Quattro. They get this jacket. I'll mail it with your T-shirt at the end of the year. So, Lacey, Dave, this is up in the air for TBD. I'm keeping an eye. I'm monitoring the situation. So if you're on the fence, you're like, man, I really do want Nick to write a custom song. It'll be a great Christmas present for whoever. Well, you're like, but I need at least one more thing. Well, here it is, my jacket. The first person who signs up gets this jacket, which I wore in concert. I won the first round of the Road to Nightfall series in 2015. It is a damn nice jacket. Thank you, Delfendorf. I'm sweating that thing. All right, it's Q&A time. Who's got questions for me about the Patreon or anything else? Any questions? I'll answer questions for a little bit, and then maybe I'll attempt to play another song. I was a little distracted by the chat and the lag during the last salt. I apologize for any missteps there. And if you're upset that I ripped the jacket, I'm sure you could take it to a tailor and have it worked on. I'm fairly certain. All righty then. As the great, what's his name? Ace Ventura. He would say that all the time, wouldn't he? All right, Delfendorf says, Nick, Ends review incoming. Wow, here we go. I'm excited for this. Ends is phenomenal. My sister and I listened to it together yesterday. Christy liked Run the most. Reset might be mine, but so hard to tell. They are also good. God bless you, Delfendorf. Appreciate those sweet, sweet, sweet words. Nim asks, for those who are unaware, when is Run going to be available to the public? Great question. Wednesday. That means you got tomorrow. You got Tuesday. Everyone's going to be bummed tomorrow. Sorry to remind you. Tuesday might be even worse. And then Wednesday, I'm here to pull you out from the wreckage. And we're going to rise like the phoenix together with my new single called Run. Streaming everywhere, new music video. And then guess what? I think Saturday night, you guys remember Saturday Nick? I think Saturday Nick is back on the Patreon. We're going to do a exclusive for all patrons, all paid patrons. We're going to do a Zoom party, celebration of Run, with special guests. I don't know who's coming for sure, but I know there'll be some bodies down here with me. So I'll keep everyone updated with more info on that exclusive Zoom party. Capiche? All right, let's see. Any more questions? Did you purposely wear the same color sweater as the chairs in the background? Yes. It's actually made from the same material. Okay. Mystic, are you planning any SNL-style performances in the near future, possibly Ends-themed? Wow. A celebration of Ends, SNL. That sounds kind of crazy. Definitely no immediate plans to do that. Although I like where your head's at. The truth is there are no immediate plans. Of course, SNL's very near and dear to my heart. It's so much work to put those things on, and it's a very niche thing that's growing. We do plan and hope to do more, but right now we're focused on releasing Ends, getting that out. But do hope to. I want to do another live SNL sometime. Maybe this summer. We'll see. That's all hypothetical, folks. I know everyone keeps saying, give me the deets, but there are no deets to give. I promise, as soon as I have them, they'll be in the palms of your hands to share with me. Cadaver Dave says, Run seems like such an appropriate song to come out this week. I appreciate that. I'm glad you feel that way because there's a lot of debate as to what song we are going to release this month. And we went back and forth many times. We changed the plan many times. I talked about this a little bit on previous streams, I think, on some of the Patreon-exclusive streams. Okay. I Am a Brawler has heard all of Ends now, but I'm going to need some extra listens before figuring out what is Brawler's favorite, which is totally understandable. God bless you. Take your time. I'm here all week. S. Enzel. There you go. There's something. Mystic says, when the album releases, maybe do a full playthrough like the Swords stream. I would absolutely love to. I think that'd be great. I've been thinking about that. You know, something maybe in the vein of the Radiohead in the Basement, whatever they did. I think that would be cool. Maybe even a little more polished than just a straight live performance all the way through. The problem is we don't know how to play most of those songs. Swords, when we did that, we've been playing some of those songs for a few years. Most of those songs for many years. Nim asks, which Patreon tier gets the bunny masks? That's a little bit of a spoiler for the upcoming Run music video, but there are some great masks that I will be auctioning off. Or I don't know why I said I will be. I don't have any real plans to, but I probably will. I don't know when. Maybe that will be a part of the Ends vinyl campaign. Holy cow, I just got a text from my wife that says, my daughter is still awake, which makes no sense. We're usually able to get her in bed 5-10 minutes, no problem. So this is astonishing, frankly. I'm going to shoot her a quit, and it's my night. So, crazy stuff happening. Unbelievable is what I texted her back. Okay. Disgusting. Disgusting behavior from my 3-year-old. Okay, FYI, folks. The jacket is still on the table here because no one has purchased the Grammy tax tier of the Patreon, and just want to give a heads up that it's still in play if anyone is considering. Just a little FYI. You guys remember FYIs? All right, back to the chat. Days and Days asks, where did you film the Punchline video? And we filmed it in a field in Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. Not far from where my wife and I grew up here in our hometown. Her parents still live out there in Saudi, not far from their place. It was just in a field. Friend of the head of the dance troops, person in their neighborhood had some property with a field. They allowed us to come shoot very kindly. All right. Let's see. Hey, we got Days and Days in the house. Maybe we'll do. I've been talking about trying to do a Quattro de Let's Go Day Dos. Quattro de Let's Go Day Dos. Maybe we go to Austin, Texas, and do some Quattro de Let's Go, and get some Days and Days on the bill. That could be enticing. No joke, Dan. Dan sent me a clip of my daughter saying, "I'm the queen bee," and she made a face I've never seen her make in my entire life. It's very hilarious, and I played it for her, and now she's doing it. She's replicating the face, and for whatever reason, I think I saw Amir made a comment. I think she could smell that I was streaming, and she just threw an absolute fit. One of the worst I've ever seen for her. She wanted her mommy. She wants her mommy. She wants nothing to do with me. And I finally get her to settle down. We're laying in bed. I'm hoping she's asleep. I open my eyes. We're nose to nose. Her eyes are wide open. She looks me right in the eyes and goes, "I'm the queen bee." And I laugh very hard. It's very funny. And that's a true story. All right. Let's read some more of what's happening here. I'm raw. I know for Swords, I eventually settled on Streets due to its climactic feel. Plus, I'm a sucker for songs with vocals that mix together the way that they do in that one. That song is definitely, there's a lot of vocals mixing together in many ways. Mystic says, the title track of Ends is amazing. It gets me pumped every day on my morning commute. Happy to hear that. That's amazing. Well, Randy Steele, what's happening, brother? Sorry to bust in. Nick, do you still have my Nutty Professor VHSs? Need to swing by and grab them. Randy, I'm going to take your question offline. Sorry, I know you've been asking me about that, and I've been meaning to get back to you, and I will. Yes, I will definitely. If I can't get you your Nutty Professor VHSs, I've promised I'll get you something of equal or lesser value, no doubt. And also, I don't know if you heard my story, Randy, about my daughter and what a pain in the ass she's been in the last couple hours. But Randy, come on over first thing in the morning. I'll be ready for you. I'll text you. Okay. Here's the deal, folks. People are just raving about Ends. I saw one person in the chat said it's an all-time greatest album. And some people, I'm sure, are watching and thinking, Ends? I don't know Ends. I never heard of Ends. And what I say to you is Ends is a new record, follow-up to a record called Swords. It's my serious materials, but people have labeled it. That's not my label, but it's probably the easiest label that accurately. Okay, enough. Hush. Shish. Describes what exactly it is. It's available exclusively on the Patreon, all right? If you're watching, you don't know what Ends is. It's my new album that's available on Patreon. That's the only place you can listen. It'll come out later this year on Spotify, Bandcamp, wherever. But if you're hearing these people rave about this record and you're thinking, I need to listen, join the Patreon, check out the pen post, follow the instructions, all right? It's that easy. All right, any more questions? Oh, we got some Rainy Steelheads in the chat. Wow, best record of 2025 so far. Michael says, Nick, no one has ever said it goes fast, but as a dad of two that are getting their driver's permits this week, it goes by so fast. Oh, boy. I believe it. I do believe it. Been looking at photos with another one on the way and thinking it's only been 3.5 years. I can't imagine talking about driver's permits, but it does go quick. I'm already feeling it. All right, what are the chances of you playing a live stream during Trump's inauguration tomorrow? I think you can submit any expenses to the White House. That would have been a decent idea. I'm sure people would have preferred to tune into something for me, but I do have Randy Steele coming over tomorrow. What time's the inauguration? I don't even know. Maybe if he's out of here. Maybe I'll have an opportunity to do something. Oh, Brawler says the 3 sides of Let's Go: the serious, the satirical, and the spooky, all S words. Are there any other sides of me, I wonder? Summertime. Thank you for the congrats on a baby son. New baby son on the way. And coming summer 2025. Oh wow. Okay, let's keep things PG, folks. I know it's hard, but it's the internet. You're not allowed to go above PG on the internet. I've been eating so much shrimp. Speaking of S words, let me tell you guys what. So I told you guys I had dinner with Karen and Eric and Emery Thursday night. What do I get? Hibachi. Filet and shrimp. YOLO is what I think. How often do I get this opportunity? I'm getting the filet and shrimp. I went big. Little did I know I'll be getting filet again. Or I'm sorry, hibachi again today for my soon-to-be sister-in-law's birthday. I got just solo shrimp. But here we go. Today's shrimp, Thursday shrimp. You're saying, Big Nick, what about Friday, Saturday? Well, Friday night, my wife wanted to do date night. Talk about life plans, talk about goals for the future. It's very good, very, very nice dinner we had. And I got the surf and turf tacos, steak and shrimp. Night 2 of surf and turf. Saturday, it's Papa G's birthday. Where do we go? Fiesta, Mexican restaurant. What do I get? Shrimp salad. Quattro. Count them. Shrimp on Thursday, shrimp on Friday, shrimp on Saturday, shrimp on Sunday. Count them. Shrimp on Thursday, shrimp on Friday, shrimp on Saturday, shrimp on Sunday. Count them. Shrimp on Sunday, shrimp on Thursday, shrimp on Saturday, shrimp on Friday. Count them. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro! Quattro day shrimp! Shrimp on Thursday, shrimp on Saturday, shrimp on Friday, shrimp on Sunday, shrimp on Sunday, shrimp on Thursday, shrimp on Saturday, shrimp on Friday. Quattro! 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 Quattro day shrimp! Anyways, That's not a song from my new record. That's a song I just made up on top of the dome. All right. Anyway, sound off in the chat. How was my new shrimp song? Quatre de Shrimp. That's what that one's called. Jesse just had shrimp for the first time last week. Can't imagine that. Shrimp is a top food, in my opinion. All right, I'm monitoring the chat. Not a lot of activity. But I want to remind people that we are growing the Patreon experience. If you're not a part of the Patreon and you want to join, I don't know. I always try to switch it up a little bit and try to think of how we want to entice people. And I try to do a song per patron. We've done that before. I've done a whatever you guys want every 5 patrons. What do we want to try tonight? Or are we just going to hang out and not worry about the Patreon count tonight? You know, it's a boom. We've got like 200 new patrons in the past couple weeks. So it's been a great time on the Big Nick Patreon experience. And you got to get in while the getting's good, baby. Because we're climbing to the tippy top of the toppermost of the poppermost, to quote Beatles. Mystic says, how's Ceviche Man doing these days? It's too cold in Chattanooga for Ceviche Man. He's on his island. I haven't seen him. I don't know what he doesn't have a cell phone. But if you email him, it bounces back because I think he let his website expire. But I'm hoping he'll show his face again soon. Who knows? God bless Ceviche Man wherever he is. Was Spineless ever going to be considered for Swords since it is an S-word song, or was it made too late for the record? Spineless was written not long after. It feels long after, but it really wasn't even a year after Swords was released. But yeah, Swords was in the can for a long time though before we officially released it. So then maybe that's why it feels like it was done for a long time. But no, I wrote Spineless in the summer of 2020. And Swords came out in fall of 2019. And I think the hope was that we were going to kind of do what I'm doing with Ends here, and that we were going to start releasing monthly singles or something like that. And I did Spineless, and then Songs of the Computer kind of started taking off. And I kind of rode that, chased that rabbit for a while until it was time to do something else. Big Nick, do gift subscriptions count toward the total? They do not, unfortunately, because I don't get notifications on them. I have no way to monitor them. If you can provide me with some kind of evidence, physical evidence to my email, then yes, I will count it. But I don't know how to access that currently, unfortunately, because stupid Patreon takes 4 hours to update their counts or something like that. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous! All right. FYI, we have jacket is still on the table for Grammy tax. If you need me to write you a song, first one in gets the jacket, green jacket. Okay, sorry, I've not been paying attention to the chat. I've got Ceviche Man is about a man with a website. God bless you, Aaron. Nick, I know you asked us not to, but I've made sure to show your content to my friends and family and like your videos. I don't remember asking anyone not to share my content with their friends and family, but God bless you. I'm glad they liked it. Okay, let's see. Oh, my dad claimed his, and the count didn't change. Here's the thing, Mira, is people are constantly joining and canceling, and it's just hard to keep up with. You know, some people join, they get the stuff they want, and they get out of town. You know, that's going to happen. And that's why I got to campaign my ass off for ride or dies like you all that are in it in it to win it. Capiche? Michael loves Spineless. Bless you. Thank you. Okay. I know we did get up to 608 and it dropped to 607. I'll say that. Dweeb strongly recommends owning one of Nick's jackets. That's the thing about me, Big Nick. You know, I'm just going to toot my own horn for a moment. Sometimes I just, by the goodness of my own heart, I think Dweeb's partner at the time just reached out of the blue and said, hey, Big Nick. I frankly don't remember what he said. He said something it's Dweeb's birthday. Can you send her a note or something? Maybe it was something like that. And I said, you know what? Here's this jacket I just burned to all hell from Spirit Halloween Planet. Have it, Dweeb. So that's one way to get a jacket. Another way is to the Halloween Planet purple jacket was a tier from the Haunted Vinyl. That's another way. And here's the new way. So there's always, you can always get where there's a will, there's always a way to get one of my jackets. As long as it's pretty damaged. Although the purple jacket was in pretty dang good shape. Okay. What's the story behind Uncle Stacy? Great question. Let's talk through Uncle Stacy. Why not? Bless you, Jesse. We'll be in touch, buddy. I ride the brake until the top of the hill. You're asking me to swallow a pill that is bigger than my body. It's bigger than my will. We crash against the radio waves. They infiltrate and feast on our brains. I pump my inner ear with silence. But that only makes things worse. I soak my eyeballs deep in violence until my heart begins to hurt. Oh, well, irony ironically becomes the... let me check and see if maybe Dan has these lyrics loaded in this doc. No, that's all right. It's all good. Oh, well, irony ironically becomes the standard recipe for normalcy. Who discovered what and how much longer till it's cool again? It's all lost on me. This is not a democracy. This is a legacy. Well, I'm out riding my bicycle around, and I passed down in the old playground and woke up to some kids putting safety pins in my head. Bless you, Dan. Well, I shook them off and then fought with their moms. They made some accusations and they got the cops. I tried to ride away, but then they maced me. And old man Jimmy left me for dead. Then I woke up in the morning feeling ornery, and I did it again. La 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 The pencil dances in the palm of my hand. The naked page patiently waits for inspiration, but it's wasted once again. And it's judging me so hard. Most of my songs are just about writer's block. My Uncle Stacy is a magical man. He lives alone out in the desert, eating cactus, making potions out of sand. And he sends them to my mom. And I can't leave the house without one. I might ride my bicycle around. I passed down in the old playground and woke up to the kill of an interdimensional being on my lip. I shook it off and it reached into my pocket. It screamed something loud and as I pulled the top off Uncle Stacy's potion, it exploded and it sucked him straight into the abyss. Now thanks to Uncle Stacy, I'll be riding in the morning again. La da 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ticka ba 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 da. Ba 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 ba. Ba da 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 ba da. A root baked potato. A root baked potato. A root baked potato. A root baked potato. I hope that answered your question, whoever asked that question. Did that answer your question? I don't play that one very often. That one has kind of been erased from the discography. Not by any official means. It's just not. We don't really pull that one out of the vault too often. All right, still no new patrons, but that's okay. That's all right. Feeling good, feeling fine, feeling full of wine, to quote the great old man from the back porch. That was a lot of fun playing that song with Randy. We got any Pusa heads in the chat? You missed out on Old Man on the Back Porch the other night. Old man, or excuse me, Uncle Stacy. Someone asked about Uncle Stacy. That's a song I wrote in a long time ago. 2014, 2013 maybe. What's funny is I had a couple, that song came from a couple places. Robert says, can you share the key and chord progression of Fall Time in Tennessee? Yeah, sure. Key is G. No, it's not. I think it's C. It's Fall Time in Tennessee. C, F, C, A minor, G, F, and again, C, F, C, A minor, G, F, C, G, C, G, A minor, F, G, and then repeat. And then it's all that again until you get to springtime, or I'm sorry, excuse me. Springtime, A minor, since G, across the D minor, C, G, F, C, A minor, G, D minor, C, A major, D minor, F, G, and then key change to D, G, D, B minor, A, G, and then repeat, D. Anyways, can I finish my story about Uncle Stacy, for God's sakes? I did mess up something. Springtime since cyclones across. It's F, not D minor. Texas plains to C. At G. Sitting in the summertime. F, across all the eastern states. C, A minor. Tennessee and G. It's just a F. Kind of play C. A major. D minor. F, G. Did you write all this down, I hope? Are you keeping up? All right, Robert, that'll cost one triple tech subscription. Por favor. Is that Regis? Was that Reach? What happened? Something happened. All right, folks. Here I am. Okay. All right, Robert, I think I got it. LOL. How about a thanks, bro? All right, I'm getting back to thanks to Uncle Stacy. Speaking of thanks, that song I had, I was working a bad job in a factory, and I got old baked potato stuck in my head. Old baked potato. Old baked potato. And probably was beatboxing too, because I used to beatbox some. Old baked potato. Old baked. Maybe I wasn't. I don't know. But I would sing that. And then there was another thing. This is a stupid story that doesn't matter. But I have a memory of, I don't even know what we were talking about, but I was with a friend, and they said, oh, it's like that scene in the Jackass movie where they're riding the bicycles. And I was like, which, I don't know which scene you're talking about. It's like, oh, the one where this song that's playing, and he sings, to my memory, I might ride my bicycle around. God bless you, Robert. Thank you. I was just teasing you. And then I've already told this speech. Is that what that implies, Nim? I've already said this before. Oh, or is it a play on the great MLK Jr., who's happened to be his birthday tomorrow? We should sing happy birthday to MLK later. All right, let me finish this thought. I forgot what it was. Oh, yeah, he sings, to my memory, I don't know, maybe he sang it correctly, but he's saying to my head, I might ride a bicycle around. I thought, I don't recollect that song. I've never heard that song before, but I like what you just sang. I liked how it sounded. And then I went back and I watched the Jackass movie, and it's a totally different song during that scene. So I thought, oh, then I must have made up that in my head. So then I added that to a root baked potato. So it's mostly nonsense, that song. Of course, there's a couple lines in there about writer's block that I mentioned. And then it's also, of course, autobiographical because my Uncle Stacy's a real man who does create potions. So hopefully that explains it. Oh, it's snowing really hard here in North Georgia, which is not far from Chattanooga, Tennessee, which makes me wonder, is it snowing in Chattanooga? All right, quick weather report. Folks, Dan, can you please share the weather report in the doc here? Just joking, I got it. 24 and cloudy. I'm not seeing any sign of snow of any kind. How dare you for spreading misinformation? Carrie says, I think the stream he did with Jakey the other day was my favorite. I like seeing brother Nick. I think Carrie's trying to say, I don't like this guy I'm with tonight. I can't take a compliment without turning it into some kind of an insult, Carrie. It's nothing against you. What Patreon tier can get Uncle Stacy's potions? Unfortunately, Uncle Stacy passed away, and I used all his potions. Robert Holmes is near Cleveland, and it's awful outside. It's snowing as well, Robert? Holy cow, it's been flurrying all day here, but no accumulation, even though it's been a cold one. Believe it. All right. Folks. No, absolutely not. If you insult me, I do not take it as a compliment. Well, I guess that's really all I've got to report today. God bless Lacey and Dave on their new, they're not new. This movie came out in the year 2000. My little brother Jakey was born in 2000, so these are about as old as Jakey. It's a great film, The Klumps. You guys remember The Klumps? Let me read what this says. America's Funniest Family is back for seconds. Eddie Murphy is hilarious when he stars as the entire Klump family in this enormous comedy blockbuster. The hilarity begins when Professor Sherman Klump finds romance with fellow DNA specialist Denise Gaines, a.k.a. Janet Jackson, and discovers a brilliant formula that reverses aging. But Sherman's thin and obnoxious alter ego, Buddy Love, my papa's name was Buddy, wants out. And a big piece of the action. And when Buddy gets loose, things get seriously nutty. Now it's up to Mama, Papa, Ernie, and Granny Klump. I just got to pause because it's interesting. My papa's name is Buddy, and there's a character in this film called Papa. And I wrote a song about my papa called Here Comes the Colts on my record called Ends on Patreon. They throw their weight around and save the day in this, well, that's a spoiler. Whopping, gut-busting comedy Good Morning America calls an incredible piece of filmmaking. Applauded by audiences and critics alike, Roger Ebert and Richard Roeper give Nutty Professor 2, The Klumps, 2 thumbs up. I do recall, I believe the thong song was on the soundtrack. My older brother Alec had the CD for The Klumps. Fact check me. I think the Cisco thong song was on the Klump soundtrack, and I believe there's an Eminem song there, or maybe there was, what was his band called? I think they had one of their songs. All right, so that's Lisi's copy. I'm going to read Dave's copy now. America's Funniest Family is back for seconds. Eddie Murphy is hilarious when he stars the entire Klump family in this enormous comedy blockbuster. The hilarity begins when Professor Sherman Klump finds romance with fellow DNA specialist Denise Gaines, a.k.a. Janet Jackson, and discovers a brilliant formula that reverses aging. But Sherman's thin and obnoxious alter ego, Buddy Love, wants out, and a big piece of the action. And when Buddy gets loose, things get seriously nutty. Now it's up to Mama, Papa, Ernie, and Granny Klump to throw their weight around and save the day in this whopping, gut-busting comedy Good Morning America calls an incredible piece of filmmaking. Applauded by audiences and critics alike, Roger Ebert and Richard Roeper gave Nutty Professor 2, The Klumps, 2 thumbs up. Is a sequel to The Klumps, or The Nutty Professor. All right. Anything else? Let's any cues? I'd be happy to any cues if you got them. Has anyone had a chance to check out some of the new oddities, rarities, and exclusives that Mike added to the Dropbox on the Patreon? I wonder. I would love to hear some reviews of some of that material if you had a chance to explore, play around. It's like a playground in there. What do we say? What do we got? I like this comment from Pepto Slate. It says, sometimes in life, it's up to Mama, Papa, Ernie, and Granny Klump to throw their weight around and save the day. I agree. All right. I think maybe we've run out of gas. I'm not seeing any comments from the chat. Bless you, Carrie. All right. Anything else, folks, before I say goodnight? Oh, here we go. Dave, listen to the Nightmare Before Christmas covers. And he says, I channel Jack's singing voice so well. Thank you so much, Dave. Appreciate that. You know what's funny is, I don't know if I talked about this before, but I kind of kept those hidden for a long time. I briefly went into this in the Patreon post, but I recorded those songs because I stupidly decided that we were going to do that soundtrack. We just done the Talking Heads. We did a Talking Heads tribute with another band as a collaboration. And it went great. We sold a lot of tickets. The show was a blast. And then I was like, well, that was in the summer. What can we do for Halloween? I've always loved Nightmare Before Christmas. My parents forbid me from watching it when I was a young child. And I have very distinct memories of I went to a babysitter, must have been very young, and it was just me and 2 other girls in this daycare. And every day, the teacher would let one of us pick what movie we were going to watch. And every time I picked Nightmare Before Christmas. And every time the girls outvoted me and they picked something else. And I was so pissed because I really wanted to watch that movie. My parents wouldn't let me. It was my one chance. She didn't know my parents wouldn't let me watch that movie. And anyway, so 10 years go by. I have a little brother called Jakey. My parents changed. I guess they're not worried about getting possessed by demons from scary movies for kids or whatever, and they don't mind if their little son watches Nightmare Before Christmas. So Jakey's got Nightmare Before Christmas on repeat. He's like 2 years old. He's like 2-3 years old. I'm like 12, 13 years old. Those songs are on repeat every day. Jakey's wearing that tape out. I'm loving it, reliving my the childhood I wasn't allowed through my brother Jakey. Fast forward another 10 years. Now it's time. What are we going to do for Halloween? I say, I'm going to do the Night Before Christmas soundtrack. I book the show. I book everything about it. And then it's, okay, now it's time to learn these songs. And then I think, oh, dang, how am I going to do this? These songs are not easy. I try to learn song 1. I'm like, oh, this is rough. This is insane. To this day, these songs are demented. I mean, it's Danny Elfman, for crying out loud. These songs are complex pieces of art. And I'm trying to do it with a 5-piece band. We recruited some other singers. There's a couple other singers we perform with, local singers. Maria Sable, Colleen Keogh. And at the time, I'm playing with Eric and a few other bandmates that turned over the years. But Zach Turner on drums, I think Matt Grimes on xylophone. Or no, I don't know if Matt was in the band then. Anyways, whole different slew of folks at that time, except for Eric. And it's not like I could just send them, hey, listen to this song and let's all learn it and come to band practice on Monday. Because there's no bass, there's no guitar, there's no drums. So what I realized I had to do very quickly, this is September, early September. The show's on Halloween or the night before Halloween or something. What I realized, not even that I out of necessity, I have to go through and I have to basically rearrange these songs to fit a 5-piece band. So I go through and I listen to each song and I write a part on guitar and I write a part on bass and a drum thing and all the vocal parts, all the key parts, all the xylophone parts. And I basically I think we did it chronologically. So I started on This Is Halloween and then I would send them to the band to learn those parts. And then we would rehearse. And then I literally probably finished the last song probably the week of the show. I was having to do all this just in 2 months. And it was a ton of work. It was very difficult. But I wasn't doing it with the purpose of releasing it or having people really listen to it. It was just to get the band to learn these parts. So that's what's on the Patreon. That's what you guys can go listen to is these demos that I put together to get the band to learn the Nightmare Before Christmas songs. I think Jakey alluded to this. Something that's very cool is years later I did send it on a whim to Danny Elfman via Facebook message, and he got back and he said, wow, this is really impressive. You nailed the harmonies or something like that. It was really a high point. It was really, I think I got that message as I was in security I was doing a trip with my wife to Italy, and that just sent me out on a real high getting that message. The shows were always kind of a disaster. I think we did 4 or 5 shows. The thing is I'm kind of an idiot. I've been really lucky to have a guy like John in the band who knows how to read and write music properly, and he can kind of like proofread what I have. But basically, I went through and I wrote all these xylophone parts with MIDI, and then there's a button you press. It turns it into written, notated music and score. I'm like, okay, great, print all these sheets. we had the UTC professor of percussion play on it. He's a madman, genius. He shows up to rehearsal. I hand him the papers. He's like, "This is gibberish." Well, he was just astonished. He's like, "Wow, this is unplayable. I have no idea what this is." I didn't realize that you had to like change the key of the. I was literally so ignorant, so oblivious. I handed the guy just. It was like handing someone a script. It's like Charlie Day handing out the scripts that are just written in gibberish, and so. But he was a champ, and we were able to kind of like listen to the song and make some notes. And we got through the show. The show was, not how I hoped it would be musically. It's very difficult, and it was just kind of but it was received beautifully. I think I'm my own toughest critic. And we did it again for Christmas, and we had more time to prepare, and I think those songs were really good. But then the following year, the band had shrunk to 3-piece. We were now trying to do the full orchestrations as a 3-piece. Drums, guitar, and bass, and those were nuts and didn't sound that great. So the songs are too hard, frankly, for me to play and sing and try to do all that in such a short amount of time. So that's my story of Nightmare Before Christmas. You can go check it out on the Patreon. You got how many tracks on that record? 13, 14? You can hear all the greats. This Is Halloween, Oogie Boogie song, Jack's Lament. Jack's Lament might have been my favorite. Oh, no, you know what my favorite is? Kidnap the Sandy Claus. And since I'm just talking and I'm on a roll and I can keep going, we did decide in 2020, there was a whole push, big conversations of, you know what, let's spend the year. Let's start early. Let's start in like January. And let's re-record. I told you I was kind of ashamed of these demos. I wasn't really proud of how they sounded. And I said, let's kind of take the skeletons of these and let's go back. Adam can record new drums. Jakey can record xylophone. John can add horns, which there never were before. If I want to re-record any of the vocals, I can do that. And we started work on This Is Halloween. We mostly got through This Is Halloween, but then the pandemic hit. The goal was to work all through the year recording that properly and then doing a release around Halloween and then trying to book a tour, traveling and playing the Nightmare Before Christmas soundtrack for Halloween and Christmas. But then, life had other plans, songs, the computer. Now we're able to go play cities without, having to trick people into coming to see a Nightmare Before Christmas show because they've actually heard some of our other songs, which is great. Jeff Klepper says, is it on the Patreon? Yes, it is on the Patreon. It is on, check my most recent post. It is there's a link to it in the vault. It is it's in the folder called Exclusives, Rarities, and Oddities, I believe. And if you have any trouble finding it, feel free to shoot me a DM or connect with one of these folks in the chat. I'm sure they could hook you up. And we also got the Discord, the Lutzcord. And we got private Patreon channels there where people will be able to help you out and get you where you need to go. Kabesh? All right. Mike says, what compelled you to have xylophone in your band? Well, that's a great question. I actually have an answer. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm going to redact some of the names here. But, wait, Dave says, I recently did a vocal cover of Oogie Boogie's song because he's one of my favorite characters and it's so fun to perform. It is a really fun song to sing. Okay. So why do I have a xylophone in the band? Why did I have a xylophone in the band? This is 2015. It's time to put together a band. It's time. I recorded, etc. I need a band to play these songs. It's time. And I had one guy, a buddy from high school, good pal, that I had done some shows with. He's a percussionist. Played like bongos and stuff. He sings some harmonies and he had some electronics and stuff. And I don't really, I just know that I'd done some shows with him, some just kind of like thrown together kind of things. And we had a lot of fun. And I think he wanted to do some more stuff. And I think just through talking, he said, hey, I know a drummer. It was a guy, Zach Turner, first drummer of the Gimmicks, great drummer. Hey, we got a new We got a new patron. We're up. That puts us up at 608. Very cool. So so I'm sorry. This is I don't really know what's real and what's not real at this point, but I know that I saw this drummer played in a band called Stereo Dig. Saw him at JJ's Bohemia, and really was impressed by. Love this guy's drumming. Hit him up. Said I'm trying to put together a band. Don't know if you're interested, open and playing. He happens to be good buddies with this other guy that I played in a band with before. He played the percussion, congas and stuff like that. Oh, hell yeah. Well, do you know a bassist? Yeah, I know a bassist. His name's Eric Parham. Okay. All right. Let's all get together. 4 of us get together. Start working. Do the songs from Etc. And everything sounding good. We book our first shows. Suddenly, my buddy from high school, the kind of the OG guy, the percussionist, hey, I double booked. I'm out. I'm actually getting really busy. I can't be in this band anymore. But here's another guy who plays percussion. He's now in the band. And my feeling is kind of, I never really needed bongos in the band to begin with. Great musicians, all these guys. But, if we're getting bodies in the group, let's get maybe some keys or another guitar or whatever. So really it was just a matter of, all right, you play percussion, but we need some more melody happening here. Do you know how to play the xylophone? Yeah, I know how to play the xylophone. All right, then I'm going to start writing you some xylophone parts. And that's how it happened. And then once we had a xylophone in the band, I'm working on this record called Swords. I just had that tool in my toolbox. So I wrote the songs with xylophone in mind. And that's a big difference with the new record because now Jakey played all the xylophone stuff for Swords, and he's not, an official full-time member of the 100K band. And John, he plays the xylophone really well, but he's playing the saxophone first and foremost. That's his senior instrument. And so I didn't write a lot of xylophone for the new record, and it didn't need xylophone. I don't think there's a single xylophone on the new record. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's probably some glockenspiel. Anyways, I hope I answered everyone's questions. All right. And Jeff, by the way, I know you just joined the Patreon, but if for any reason you want to jump up from $5 a month to $100 a month, I will throw in this jacket. That's something I said earlier. And that deal closes, by the way, folks, when the stream ends, FYI. So, better get in while the getting's good. All right. Unless anyone else has any burning questions. Let's see. I'll give the chat uno momento. Muir says, Big Nick, is Cowboy John Boulware joining the band? There's some great strings on ends. No plans for John Boulware to join the band, but we love John Boulware. And I've always said this. I say all these guys, there's 100, obviously, the core 100K. Adam, Eric, John. But it's a big family featuring Randy, John Boulware, Jakey Lutzko, Mikey Fuller, Amanda Stamatolaki, Brielle Garcia. We got so many great creative people that contribute to this thing in, unbelievable ways. And it's a big open tent here, the 100K band experience. So that's my take. I wonder if your parents banned Night Before Christmas before or after they knew you were having sleep paralysis. I think that would have been before. What's the dates for the Night Before Christmas? I think I recorded that in September and October of 2015. So coming up on 10 years. decade. Love the sound of the xylophone in the band. It's the reason Stairwell is my favorite song on Swords. Yep, we recorded that in the Chattanooga Library here in Chattanooga, Tennessee. One of the all-time great libraries. Bless you, Carrie, for the kind words. Daryl, ever thought about writing a musical? Think about all the dang time, and I would absolutely love to do it. Hope to do it before I die. There's a lot I hope to do. I'm starting to starting to think about that sort of thing. I'm kind of like, there's some things that I'm surprised by that. I'm 30, almost 35. I'm 34. I'm not almost 35. I'm 34. 34 years old. I've still never really done an album like in a studio, like a band did for decades. Would love to get into a studio on someone else's dime and create a record. Everything I do is kind of isolating and then by myself on this computer. I love doing it. But before I die, I'd love to get into a proper studio without spending a boatload of cash and record a record. That's one thing I want to do. I want to go on a proper tour. Of course, we've done these short week runs, but I don't see it in the cards in the immediate future with young children, even younger children on the way. Anyways. Thank you, Daryl. Yeah, hopefully one day. Thorn asks, has Greasy Rick's head /mask/wig ever had to be rebuilt or remade? The correct answer is C, which is Spanish for yes. He's done it many times, maybe 4 or 5 times. I think he called the newest iteration of Greasy 3.0, but it has to be more than that. Yeah, Eric's a beast. He's constantly improving upon his method. Which of your albums is the most significant to you personally? It says iMystic. Oh, wait a second. Jeff Klepper says, perfect, okay, I'll go look there. Let me explain. If you're talking about The Nightmare Before Christmas, I created the Patreon in 2021, so you're not going all the way back to 2015. What you need to do is go to the most recent post. Someone needs to help Jeff out. There's the vault. You need to find the vault. It's a Patreon folder, and you need to go to the folder that's called Exclusives, Rarities, and Oddities, or something like that. Mike, help Jeff out here. Finding these Nightmare Before Christmas songs. It's in my roast. It's in the post I made Saturday. It's in the body there. There's a link right to it. Okay, I'm sorry. Daryl, or who was I answering a question for? Mystic. Which of your albums holds the most significance to you personally? So this is a cop-out. This is a, some maybe call it recency bias or whatever, but I got to say it's my new record, Ends, which is available on Patreon exclusively for the time being. And I think, truthfully, it's most reflective of my current state of mind. I've written a lot of songs about my family, about my daughter, about my parents, my grandparents, my outlook on life. And I just feel like I've said this before. I think everything eventually becomes embarrassing. I didn't release Heart of Mold for years on streaming services because I felt it was inadequate. It took a lot of you begging for it, frankly, for me to finally put it up there. I don't feel that differently about Etc., especially the album art. I really have a hard time looking at the album art for Etc. And Swords, I definitely, if we're to, take Ends out of the equation, it's definitely Swords. But even that, there's time goes on, and you keep trying to find new ways to create, and you find better ways to do things, and you go back and you look at things, you're like, that's cool reflection of that time, but I'm living in today, baby. So hopefully that's an answer. Jack, double K, where do I send monies for codes? Great question. Here you go. It's a perfect time for a PowerPoint. All right. Here we go. Let's go. How to get ends. All right, option 1. A lot of you can do this, no problem. Wait till the release is from several months from now. So it sounds like, Jack, right now you're thinking, I want to get it today. So you've already decided option 2. Congratulations. God bless you. What you got to do is you got to go join the Patreon. Patreon.com/NickLet'sGo. I think you've already done that, Jack, so God bless you. I'm proud of you. You got to go to the pinned post, top of the page. It's pinned right there to the damn top. You can't miss it. And you got the secret details right there in the post. What it's essentially going to tell you to do is send me, I'm not going to be elusive about this. I'm going to say it's $15. The album costs $15. Venmo, PayPal, all these instructions are there in the pinned post. All right? You send it to my email. Let's get Cowboy John out of here. There's no reason for him to be a part of this process. Send me an email with the message, Big Nick, I'd like to purchase one ends, please, with a screenshot of the said purchase just so I know everything's all above board and legitimate here. And then it's this easy. You get your code. Capiche? I'm calling up from Codeland. I'm calling up from Codeland's world. If you're wanting some codes, all you gotta do is go to Big Nick Let's Go's Patreon and download. I'm calling up from Codeland. I'm calling up from Codeland's world. If you're wanting some codes, all you gotta do is go to Big Nick Let's Go's Patreon and download his new album. You send the code man the email, and the code man sends you a code. It's that easy. And then, of course, I've been talking about this all dang day, all the things you get for the Patreon. It's all there on the Patreon. Learn all about it. All right? Can someone please help Jeff find this damn vault? It should be, Jeff. So if you go to the membership tab, do you see the membership tab? It should say in your welcome note. I don't know if you see this the same way I do, but right here for me it says your welcome note. Thanks for joining. Here's a link to the vault, and it's a clickable link. But if that doesn't work, you go to the homepage and you find the post from yesterday. The title is Perks Questions. And it says, hi, folks. We have so many new patrons. I want to make a post. Make sure everyone can easily find what they're looking for. Let's Go Patreon folder. This is the master folder. That's the vault. I need to go back retroactively call it the vault. But if you keep scrolling down this post, you'll see I'm going through all the folders in this vault. And there's a direct link to Nightmare Before Halloween in the middle of this page. So please, someone help Jeff. I'm being alerted about something. Give me a moment. Oh, wow. Dallas, God bless you, Dallas, I believe is now a generational wealth tax. But I'm sorry, buddy, you missed out on the Nutty Professor of the Clumps. If I find another copy, I'll definitely mail you one. But God bless you, buddy, pal. Great to have you. But that's not, I heard a different sound. Let's see. Let's go, Dallas! Man, I'm confounded. This chat must be so behind. Someone just said Discord sound, and that must have happened 2 minutes ago. A minute ago, at least. Bless you, Thorn. Love you. All right, guys. What else? I'm enjoying talking to y'all. So if you guys want to talk, I'm down to keep talking. But the Codeland song is also available in the vault. In the oddities, rarities, and exclusives folder. Never mind, I'm not even going to say it. I'll say I put on a movie with my wife the other day, trying to find something to watch. I see it. I was like, oh, Obama. This is one of Obama's favorite movies from last year. Let's check it out. It was also Mikey's favorite movie. It wasn't strictly, I don't see Obama's recommendations. I think gotta watch it, but it was top of mind because I saw that he liked it. We put it on. I'm thinking, wow. All I can think about is Obama watching this film. It's a raunchy film. I don't know why I'm being elusive about the title of the film. It's called Honora. I fell asleep halfway through. I give it 3 stars. If you were going to play an entire cover album as a concert, what would you pick, regardless of the difficulty? Well, I can't disregard the difficulty because that determines whether or not I'll be able to play it well. Capiche? I don't know. That's just something I'd have to think about for a long time, unfortunately. I don't have an answer at the top of my head. Maybe Smile by the Beach Boys, Brian Wilson. Maybe. Average Cadaver says, Nick, are you a fan of found footage films? If so, what is your favorite? I like the Creep films. I didn't care for the series as much, but really enjoyed the films. But hey, I think I just needed to be in the mood for them. I'm sure they're great. I only watched the first couple. Need to watch what I say, because I'm an artist, and people approach things at different parts of their lives. I feel maybe someone loved Songs of the Computer, but now they're like, yeah, that was a whole thing. That was a different time. That was 2020, whatever. I'm not really tuned into what that guy's doing now. And it's not that they don't like what I'm doing. They're just not. Why am I talking like I'm high on drugs? I don't know what's going on. Found footage films. Of course, why not throw the Blair Witch Project? That's a great film. Went back and watched that. I think it holds up strongly. Well, throw me some found footage films, and I'll tell you if I liked them. Dan says, we were watching Blue Velvet tonight on Nick's Discord. We do movie nights and ridiculous TV watch nights all the time. Hell yeah. Great movie, Blue Velvet. Have a good one, Carrie. Mark says, would you ever consider playing Metallica's Garage Incorporated? No, I would not. Lisi says, do you plan to do more SNLs? Definitely intend to. Don't have any official plans, but definitely love making SNLs. I wish more people loved it as much as I do, frankly, but I enjoy it. Cloverfield was great, I think. I don't know. I loved it. I enjoyed it in theaters, but I've never really gone back and tried to watch it. I don't know about WNUF. What is that? What are we talking about there? WNUF. What does that stand for? Maybe I need to add it to my watch list. Oh, wow. It's code time in Tennessee, folks. And we got a new patron.
I'm calling up from Codeland. Calling up from Codeland's world. If you want some cold, all you gotta do is go to Big Nick Loves Cold's Patreon and download. Calling up from Codeland.
All right, let me get you a code, Jack. God bless you.
If you want some cold, all you gotta do is go to Big Nick Loves Cold's Patreon and download his new album.
I did jump the ball here, folks, a little bit. I apologize. I'm waiting for the official email to come in from Jack. But once that comes in, I got his code ready to go. It's literally, I vow, I pledge that I will get Jack his official code within 15 seconds of him emailing me. That's how ready I am. So, let's do it, Jack. I'm waiting on you. Sorry, I'm working on getting Jack's code ready so I can hold up my end of the deal here. It's an alright code ahead. Nothing really distinguishable about it, but that's what makes a strong code in my opinion. I feel like I was in the process of answering someone else's question that I've lost. Let me see. Dave asks, would you ever consider doing your own version of The Wall? I love The Wall. Seeing Roger Waters do it live was one of the all-time great concert experiences of mine. But I don't know. I don't know what I could really add to that. I don't know. But then again, I don't know what I would add to Brian Wilson's smile either. All right, Jack, here comes your code. You tried to distract me, Dave, you bastard. All right, Jack's got his code. 0 minutes ago. I think I nailed it. Whew. All right, that was a close one, folks. Maybe I would love to do The Wall. I don't know. Sure, that'd be awesome. Let's do it. I think I'm just too tired to do it right now. Aaron says, it's an in-world TV station, and the movie is a broadcast. I need to check it out. I don't know about it. Goaty Forever says, I don't know if you've shared previously, but do you have a go-to set of guitar pedals for live shows? Yeah, I have a tube screamer. I have a wah pedal. I have an octave pedal. I don't even remember what brand it is. I have a Dan Electro distortion pedal that I'll use for some extra drive. I have a tuner of some kind, and I have a delay pedal that doesn't work very well. I don't know how to use it. Thomas says, I met you in Greasy / Eric while on mushrooms. Greasy was on mushrooms? Greasy, this is a true story. Eric is a huge mushroom stan. Not psychedelic mushrooms, but just mushrooms in general. Ask Eric about any kind of mushroom. I don't know if I've shared this before, but he really is a connoisseur and a huge proponent of mushrooms. He'll tell you exactly what kind of mushroom you need to cure whatever illness or whatever. This mushroom tastes this consistency, and he's a big mushroom head. All right. All right. Well, have we hit the end of the line? I'll do one. I don't know if anyone's watching even. Very great pun there. Oh wow! I just got a notification from Arthur on PBS on Instagram. I'm gonna check this out real quick, see what's going on there. Haven't heard from Arthur on PBS in a long time. I thought they went off the air a while ago. Okay, Arthur explains the bleep. What is this? This is from 111 weeks ago. Why am I getting notifications about this? Oh, that's the pinned post. All right, this is a new post from Arthur. This was posted 3 days ago. 2025 will be the year of hobbies. Get a hobby, decrease your screen time. Find a new passion. This is the energy we're bringing into the new year. Meanwhile, I'm just spending all my time talking to a screen. That's new year, new me. Screen man. Thanks for making me feel bad about myself, Arthur. God bless. This is kind of like something Arthur would wear. I should have put on a white undershirt with a collar that would pop out. All right, that's enough Arthur talk. Arthur comes up far too often on the stream. So we've got a good code out of here tonight. Oh, great. I got another. Jack, can you confirm that you got your code? I think I got Jack's code. So any other questions for me? This is the last call for questions before we wrap things up here, I think, on YouTube tonight. Okay. How about Jakey Let's Go? That was a fun stream on Friday, right? That was a blast. Hope everyone went and checked out his brain video.
I'm done spending an obscene amount of money on takeout.
Okay. If I could be any vegetable, what would you be? I would be a cucumber. I Mystic says, you think you could play a cover of Oh Sweet Nothing by the Velvet Underground? Well, let me tell you something, I Mystic. This is a true story. If I were to play that song right now, pull up the tab, sit here, work it out, it would sound horrible. You'd hate it. I would hate playing it. You would hate listening to it. But here's the deal. This is what I talked about earlier. I don't know if you were here. But this is a true story. I Mystic. Are you listening? I'm talking to you, right? Computer, bigger. All right, I guess this is big as it's going to let me get here, unfortunately. All right. Let me just do this. All right, so I added some perks to the Patreon today. There is a new perk in the triple tax tier that's $15 a month on the Patreon, where triple taxers are able to come. I'll make a post. I'm going to say, hey, I'm doing a stream later this month. Get in your requests. And everyone's going to comment what song they would love to hear me play. And then I'll actually have time to listen to the songs, rehearse the songs, and then we'll do a stream, and I'll try to get to as many of these requests as possible. And I'll actually do them justice. And then I'll go up even one step further from that. When everyone's heard all these songs, we will do a vote, and we'll pick which one of these covers is Big Nick going to learn, or not learn, because I've already learned them at this point. Which of these songs is Big Nick going to record and like a fully produced recorded version of one of these covers to release for triple taxers? And that's my pledge to you on the triple tax. I'll learn these songs, we'll play them, I'll record one of them, and we'll just keep doing that. It'll be fun, and that's what's happening on the Triple Tax Experience on Big Nick Let's Go's Patreon, all right? And also we'll be doing game nights. Monthly. Got that? I Mystic? All right. So there's that. That's my plug for the triple tax, of course. On just the mandatory regular tax, you get the access to the vault. This is one of the all-time great vaults, folks. You hear a lot of people talk about Al Capone's vault. Al Capone has nothing on this vault. What did they have in Al Capone's vault? They had, what's his name, Geraldo Rivera go in there. He embarrassed, made a fool of himself, got egg all over his face. This vault is filled with beans. This vault is overflowing with beans, folks. Let me just share some of the things that are in this vault. And it's a simple $5 a month membership for this vault. You get concert recordings, over more than 18 recordings from concerts from 2022 to 2024, including us playing Swords at the Signal, including our Halloween shows. A lot of good stuff. Stems, demos, instrumentals. There's a folder in there with 45 songs from my Super Deluxe era, including all Super Deluxe songs, all the College Humor Dropout songs, plus demos, plus some rejected songs that I wrote with the intention of being released by Super Deluxe that they banned. And then, of course, my favorite, the exclusives, rarities, and oddities folder, which has my Nightmare Before Christmas album, my first ever Halloween EP that I recorded in 2013, my album Brownest, which was a secret album that was only available on Bandcamp for $1,000. Now you can get it for $5 a month on Patreon. Brownest is a series of experimental tracks that I recorded alongside etc. as I was figuring out how to work my recording software. You also have exclusive access to purchase my album Ends, brand new album Ends. It won't be available till much later this year. But you can get it today by signing up for the Patreon and following the instructions in the pinned post. We also have exclusive Zoom parties, which everyone in the Patreon is welcome to. And we also have the backlog. You can watch all the old Halloween 7s. I did the math. I think it's like over 35 hours of Zoom parties, shenanigans, live music, fun and games, talking to the patrons, the fans, getting some FaceTime. We also have exclusive live streams, watch-alongs, Let's Write a Song. We wrote Pumpkin Man. We wrote SNL theme song, Greasy Come Back, Daddy Teeth, the great Daddy Teeth. It's a hidden gem, of course. You get a producer credit on all the SNLs and future SNLs. You get a first look at new music videos. You get first notice on concerts and touring, and you also get personal updates and blogs. That's all $5 a month, folks, on the Patreon. And then, of course, I just talked about the Triple Tax experience. That is, you get executive producer credit on all the SNLs and all that stuff, but you also get all the other stuff I was talking about a second ago, including, for example, the cover streams where you get to request your covers. I'll learn them and play them, and then you all get to pick one for me to record and produce properly. And then we're doing game nights where me and the gang will do Jackbox games. You can play some games with us, hang out. That should be real fun. Never done anything like that on stream before. And then, of course, we're moving on into a territory where these tiers are not mandatory. This one is called the Generational Wealth Tax. This is for the generationally wealthy folks that want to invest in my career for $50 a month. Annual members will get. It's not even $50 a month when you do the annual. I don't know what the exact math is, but you get a super exclusive annual shirt and poster from me, Big Nick, that only, so far I think we have 3 members of this club, and 2 of them got these, which I will sign and mail along with your poster and your shirt. And you also get unlimited VIP access to whatever shows we do, all that stuff. So that's a great tier. And then finally, we've got the Grammy tax, which is $100 a month. You get everything else we've already mentioned, and a personalized 1-minute song written by me with your collaboration, professionally produced song of any genre, topic of your choosing. And we'll do one-on-one Zoom chat about what you want me to sing about, what you want it to sound like. And one thing I will say, don't hesitate. If you guys keep going on about this Hot to Go song. You guys really want to hear me play Hot to Go. Triple Taxers, you can request that song. I will learn it. I'll play it. But not only can we do that, someone may say, I want to hear bluegrass Hot to Go. All right. I'll give it my damnedest. Get creative. Say, I want to hear Hot to Go in the style of Tom Waits. All right. I'll try my best. Let's do it. I'm happy to. Get creative, folks. Let's have fun. It's the year of the Triple Taxer, folks. You guys have been neglected for far too long. You have been the unsung heroes of the Patreon, and I'm here for you, all right? I'm standing up for you. And that's my whole spiel. And I hope everyone tunes in. I think Saturday night we're going to do a celebration of my new single. Got a new single coming out Wednesday called Run, with a new music video, and we're going to be hanging out at Zoom partying on Saturday on the Patreon. All right? It's okay. Excuse me. Goaty Forever says 100 to collab is extremely tempting. It's $100 a month, frankly, and it's an annual purchase, so it ends up being over $1,000. So just getting that out there. Okay. Cadaver says, if we come to one of your shows as VIP, are we allowed to bring a guest and they be VIP as well? That is a spicy question. I haven't thought about that. I think let's take the answer offline. I don't want to give an official answer to that. It depends on if you end up following us around like the Grateful Dead and you're trying to get multiple people in every night. I'm going to say it's a hard no, but maybe we'll make a special exception for something else. We'll talk, Dave. I need to clean up my Zoom. I just got a notification that my Zoom is 199% used. I've used 9.94 gigabytes of 5. I don't even know how that's possible, frankly. So definitely need to get that cleaned up before Saturday so we can get that out there. Okay, guys. Anyone else got anything before I get out of here? All right, Actual Octopus says they want to hear my take on the Toadies cover of Since You've Been Gone by Kelly Clarkson. All right, get in the Patreon, bro. Let's do it. My grandfather had those VHSs, which is weird now that I think about it because he was semi-racist. Well, that is kind of weird. All right, folks. I understand, Goaty. It's a lot of money. I don't take that lightly. One question: do you like Bella Fleck? Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm a super fan, but I've liked everything I've heard. Victor Wooten's Future Man. He's got a great band. Great banjo player. Anyways, guys, today we're promoting The Clumps. Nutty Professor. Check it out online. It's one of the all-time great films. And I'm getting rid of my only 2 copies because I love Dave and I love Lacey. And I also got rid of one of my shirts. I sent Rachel one of my Clump shirts. I only have one Clump shirt left. So I am my Clumps memorabilia is rapidly deteriorating. I'm 75% down from where I started. And Charles says, have you seen Severance? I watched the first season. I would love to watch the second one. I haven't started yet. I want to hear Smile in the style of Mike Love. I also would love that. That sounds like a blast. God bless Daniel Easter. Daniel Easter's in the chat. One of my old pals. One of my oldest pals. Not one of my oldest pals, but one of my steadiest pals. Goes way back. I think I've known Daniel. I think we were in middle school youth group together, me and Daniel. And then, of course, we were pals in high school. I might have got on his nerves a few times in high school, but still a good pal. And then we became probably best pals. As good as our friendship ever got in college. He lived with the great Justin Cipriani, who's directed many of my music videos. And when I graduated college, I didn't really know what to do with my life, and I just kind of stayed in Knoxville with Daniel and hung out with Daniel for a long time. I don't even remember what we were doing, but I remember just hanging out with Daniel a lot. And that was a great time in my life. I look back fondly on it. Daniel, remind me what I was doing in Knoxville, staying with you guys for so long. It feels like a long time. It could have been 2-3 days. And then Daniel, of course, helped on the Predator music video. You can see his hands carrying the tray of beans. He's very helpful in the Predator music video. And then on my Daddler party in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel was the DD. Drove us to the escape room. We did Bigfoot escape room. Me, Eric, Mikey, and John. I don't think Daniel stuck around for the escape room for whatever reason. Probably too scared. Shout out to Troy. All right. All right, folks. Have we hit the... All right, what else we got here? Anything else? I don't think I was there long enough to need to pitch in for household chores, but he's Clump, he's Clump, he's Clump, he's in your mail. Great work, Amanda. Love that. All right, checking the inbox one last time. Nothing to remark. I think Jack said I accidentally sent my code twice, maybe. Jack, I need you to confirm that you got your code, pal. If you got it, give me a thumbs up in the chat. All right, guys. I think it's time. I think that's a wrap. If you missed my whole spiel, go check out the Patreon. There's some new perks, some new tiers. Oh, and by the way, if you want this jacket that I had on at the start of the show, I performed in this jacket many times. It's ripped to all hell. But if you can be the first to join the Grammy tax, perhaps the only one to join the Grammy tax, and I'll send you this jacket if you request it. I don't want to just unsolicitedly send it to someone that doesn't know anything about it and have them be confused. Daniel says, I remember you had hundreds of dollars of Starbucks gift cards, which was cool. Which sounds like me. That's all I spend money on to this day. I didn't think it went back that far because we're talking, this is pre-Heart of Mold. This is 2012. This is late 2012, early 2013. Early 2013, I would guess. Winter, cold. Interesting stuff. I do know there was a time where I was going to go to Knoxville and stay with Justin and Daniel and record Heart of Mold. And I decided to do it at home in Chattanooga for whatever reason. I don't know why. All right, I think everyone's ready for bed. Good night, all. Bless you, and we'll talk very soon. And if no one, we'll get them the jacket to Nim if no one else wants it. All right, Feliz.